There we go. I was trying to turn the audio on. Are we ready to do this?
Yes, Bean's here.
Yes, Bean is here?
Bean is here.
Hello, Bean. Alrighty.
Are we live?
We should be live, yeah, as far as I know. We've got a couple people here. Looks like, oh yeah, Dan Does Junk is here. Right on. Hey, Dan, notice your name is now blue. Thank you for volunteering to be a moderator, Dan. I appreciate that. It's cool if you can't make it the entire time or every time, but whenever you can, it's appreciated.
You have the power.
You have the power. But we also have Steve D, yeah, and Dan Does Junk, and that's everyone who's in chat so far. Right on.
And we also have...
We do also have someone else new who's first time ever appearing on camera. Everyone who's here now and everyone who isn't here yet, say hello to Shop Gremlin.
Ouch, sorry.
Sorry. Shop Gremlin is here to help us, to help show us and teach us how to solder. And Shop Gremlin
is very, 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 very knowledgeable on the subject, and we're very grateful to have them here, and I'm excited to learn.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, Shop Gremlin wishes to remain anonymous and wishes to remain silent. So I will be attempting to read some notes that was texted to me about what it is we're going to do.
Okay.
So yeah, this will be interesting, but it'll work. We do have we got some of the switches we needed for the gun boxes because we're working the Neutrona one again still.
We have fancy stuff right here.
Fancy stuff, as well as a clock kit to practice with. So I think we're starting with a clock kit. Going to do kind of a monkey see, monkey do. Like, where they may do a solder joint, and then we each do a solder joint, and hopefully at the end we'll have a clock that works.
So we're making a bomb? No.
No.
No, we're not. It will be...
It will be...
The bomb? I don't know. No. But we are making a clock.
So does a Shop Gremlin speak? Hey, so I got confirmation that audio's going out. That's great. It's going to be an interesting...
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Live stream with Shop Gremlin can be very interesting, but at this point, Shop Gremlin can appear in videos again, and yes, I will be putting more videos out, I swear. It's just been an interesting couple of months trying to get caught up on all sorts of life things, so I apologize I haven't had normal weekly videos. But it's Sunday, it's live stream, so hello all my Patreon friends, and welcome to the Odin Makes Sunday live stream. Hello, my name is Odin.
Hi, I'm Felicia, and that's Shop Gremlin.
With Bean. So, yeah. That's what's happening today.
We're here.
We're here. We're doing the thing. We're going to solder stuff.
Yeah, Jerry Can cosplay. Didn't have faith. Wasn't sure there was going to be a stream this week. Yeah, we switched up to doing every other week, so. Yeah,
switch it every other week and switch it back to Sundays. And I apologize that I didn't give you guys a lot of warning. Yeah, anyway.
But we're here.
But we are here. So we got Shady. Here, I'm squinting because I can barely read anything. Shady says hello. Alrighty. I guess we need to...
We have the master plan.
Master plan for the Neutrona ones, but we want to do the
clock
first, right?
Before we start messing our stuff up. I mean, soldering it amazingly.
Alright, so let me do that.
What is this?
That is our instructions.
They're very, very clear.
Yes! Yes, it is. It's kind of... Is that going to be illegible? Yeah, there are. It's, you know, what's the right way to put it? It's going to be all Chinese to me. This literally is the instructions that came with it. Hopefully that's seeable and not totally blown out. But they're there in enough. There's also some that's written in letters that I recognize. So that'll help.
Yeah. There's an S2 and an S1, so at least I can read that.
Oh, you got that? Okay, we're golden then.
Right? Oh, look, and then there's a chart that converts it. We're going to have fun.
So this little kit was just purchased off Amazon. No, I don't have the link.
4 bits digital clock operation instructions. Power on display. I don't think it's
I'm
together.
just grabbing all the parts. Is that safe? Do I need to worry about stuff?
Oh,
okay.
That side up. So what are all the doohickly things that we have here? Because...
All the doohickly things we have here. We have ourselves a...
display?
Yeah, cut. We have ourselves a segmented display so we can actually see what times are. It's just a normal display. We have a chip that probably is the brain of the clock. We got ourselves a piezo speaker, I think. So theoretically, the clock's going to chime or beep or something. We have some resistors. Oh yes, this is how we're going to attach power. I'm going to have to go over there and dig out and find a 9-volt battery lead. But these little screw posts you open up and you can just put power into it. We got a couple of buttons. We have a couple of capacitors, some diodes, a transistor, and one of these things.
A little comb for my Barbie doll? What is that thing?
Yeah, what is... who knows electronic parts? What is this thing? Is it pointable what this thing is? Oh, okay.
Well, it goes right there. I see
it goes there. I just don't know exactly what it is. Yeah, all right. Well, it's an important piece.
This is going to be fun. I'm already having fun.
Well, that's good. I am too.
All right, and then we have a board.
Then
they all get
right.
soldered
say what it is?
soldered.
Soldered, whichever. Yes, and then there's the board itself, which has, I know it's impossible to read for you guys, but it has labels of what everything is, and pictures, because this is totally a practice learning board, and then all the traces on the back. So, yeah. I don't know if that is the right Amazon code to find it. This is the code they've got for, but this is the Amazon barcode of the kit that we're using if anybody wants to make their own little clock at home. I'm gonna hit the button like 8 times.
I'm trying not to make refried beans right now. Little Bean's right at my feet. He's adorable.
Right. Don't want to step on Bean.
It's okay.
All right. Are we still waiting for this to warm up? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's good to go? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what do we need first?
Right. Does the instructions say?
This is the operation.
This is the operation instructions. Okay.
Not the...
So what we have is a schematic. So yeah, that's the instructions on how to actually set the clock.
Yeah, power it on.
Which also gives us a schematic. So we've got 2 schematics. As I understood, it doesn't matter what order the things go in. Like there is, okay, so there isn't an operational order. We're going to start with the resistors.
So, question. Is this like those shelves where they give you extra bits and pieces? Or do you need to use everything in your kit? To know you're doing it right.
I think this is using everything in the kit. Let me see about changing...
camera setup?
Yeah, why can't I see... Oh, because I'm not on a Mac. I got so used to a Mac already. Yep. Camera 1. There we go. Step 1, coffee. Thank you, Dan.
Yes, we skipped step 1 today.
Definitely need that. Okay, so we're trying to do a combination of us in a little picture and then what we're working on in a bigger picture. So we have a bunch of resistors. They all have the same color coding, which I may say the wrong colors in the wrong order, so I don't care about saying it, but they are all identical. Those. Alrighty. Can I read what's on here? These are the resistors, aren't they? The 4.7K?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we just put one here, and there's one up here, and one over here. Okay.
So we have 4 or 5. There's 5.
5?
There's 5 here.
Oh, there's
you
5.
Counted
okay.
4, so again, will we have extra parts, or is it?
So there's one. Well, here's R1. Oh, they're actually like kind of numbered. Well, I mean, this is R2, so this must also be a type of resistor, so that's not going to work. Okay. Do I need to bend the leads to fit in holes? Okay.
whole big wire really close to the transistor.
Sorry when it's kind of off camera. Very, very quiet.
Yes. We got Sinister Props here saying hello, Odin.
Hello, Sinister Props.
And Jerry can cosplay. Well, good luck, Steve. Hope everything goes smoothly. What's going on with Steve? Oh, Steve D is getting a knee replacement surgery.
Oh, wow.
Next week. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. Okay, yeah.
Oh, so you just thread it through? Like you're beading?
Yeah, so we need to bend the others. And of course, you're not on camera over there, so. Double checking to make sure I put it on in the right direction, I assume.
Okay.
Did you want to bend one?
Yes.
Okay.
I was looking and seeing how close. Speaking. Okay. Oh, it's magnetic. Ever so
Well, it's not
slightly.
supposed to be, but.
Well, it's sort of stuck to these pliers.
See if I can't. I'm working on tiny things.
The tiniest of little things.
There we are.
I got the approval. Okay.
Sweet.
Now I get to find a new one of these that it goes with, one on top of it. Is that a good way to put it on?
Sure.
And then I do it the same direction lines as that one.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
So, do resistors have a specific direction? I thought. No, okay. Diodes have a specific direction. Okay.
Okay. Got two threaded
You're
in there.
grabbing here, close to it, and bending it.
Mhm. Sinister Props, are you guys soldering? Looks like fun. Yes, we're learning how
Yes.
to on a practice little clock. I was gonna call it a radio, but it's the little clock.
Sinister Props, say hi to Shop Gremlin. Shop Gremlin, this is Sinister Props.
Yes.
Alrighty. So I bent one. And you can just go here. Now, is it going to be an issue if we thread them all in and then solder them, or is it going to be better to go kind of one at a time? No, doesn't matter? Okay.
Okay, then let's keep doing things that I know how to do for a second, and then we'll learn the next step. And these ones, it doesn't matter the direction?
No,
Okay.
I'm seeing. Although we still kind of put them all sort of in the same way so far.
Steve D, I do not know what I'm doing. Odin kind of knows what they're doing. And we have an expert here to make sure that we don't screw this up, so.
I barely know what I'm doing.
So. I have one last one.
Okay. Need to make sure that. Trying to set cameras up differently so.
Kids get better views of our teeny tiny things.
Yeah, of our teeny tiny little project.
They're super, super tiny. Oh, look, there's this little table that's all nifty. I see it right here. It is like putting a little puzzle together.
Okay.
Is that magnetic? Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh, there's the little Barbie comb. I mean, what is that?
Ah, taped it down. Did this have a polarity where it has to go in a certain way? No? Oh, okay, cool.
It
Interesting.
just goes there.
So,
Oh.
turning one around, the one I put in.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. That's what the spikes are for, is to hold the mounting points of the... Well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are.
gadgets. I didn't know.
Okay. Do we solder from this side or do we solder from that side? That's what I thought. Okay.
So did you tape it
So
in place
what do
so
you
that
do?
we can flip it upside down?
Okay, so I want some more blue tape.
Or it will,
okay.
it can be flipped now?
So what is it? It's sign this is yes and this is no, or
In sign language, this is no.
that is no? Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least ASL.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to bend them out, and then they'll then gravity won't win.
Look at us learning. Dan does junk. That's an awesome setup for soldering. I'd ask where to get that, but they don't speak.
Sorry, that was off camera, but just slowly bent each of the leads out slightly to make sure that. Okay. And then here we've got the
comb.
The comb connectors coming through. Okay.
Stabbing upwards, and it's
Which-
taped.
Yeah. None of these are that close. This is all as close as I can get, kind of. All right. I was concerned about not being
That's
too
the
far
top
away.
view.
All right. Let me
I don't
get,
know if that helps much. What if we put this little schematic? Can they even see what we're doing? Is that a good comparison? Nah? Okay. I'm trying. Alright. Now what is the aim of the game? Are we going to try and melt down these long wires that are sticking out? Or
No.
are we snipping it? And
Yeah, what we want to do is solder the connection of all the wires to the board, and I was sent a text image showing what a good solder is versus a not so good solder, and then we will snip off the excess wire.
Okay.
So effectively, we're going to hot glue with metal the wires to the board, and
Okay.
then cut off the extra.
That's what I was wondering, because as long as we have that extra, it's easy to work with. Once it's gone,
Right. No,
it better
that's-
be glued in place.
Well,
Dan Does Junk says top view looks good, so this
Good.
is working so far.
this is still. Sorry, it's just top view. I'm playing with one of the
That's okay.
cameras,
I'm
trying to
gonna go
get
back
any
to-
kind of a closer view.
I see your hand wave.
So there's a camera right here, right here. I'm trying to keep it off out of view of this camera because it'll just block Shop Gremlin.
Yeah, but we're trying to give you as close up as we can as we work on teeny tiny things. But we're learning this so we can make cool things happen over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's been plenty of times off stream, off videos, everything else that playfully I have been graded on my soldering skills and have come back with a fail. So that's partly why we're doing this today. Is I also tried to show you my poor skills. Sorry, I taught you wrong.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay. According to the text that was sent to me, which I believe is going to represent our script. Look at that. We're going to, well, that's not
Camera
going to work.
4. There you go.
Of course, if I had thought I could have sent this as a graphic, which probably would have made more sense. So might need to do that. But it says over here to heat the part and the pad for 2 to 3 seconds, then add solder, and then continue heating for another 1 to 2 seconds, and then let it cool down. And it makes this kind of a cone,
Okay.
right? And then it gives us examples across the bottom of a perfect one is a cone that's shiny. If you've got a bead, it's too much solder. I think this is what I usually do. Or you've got not enough solder because you can still see the wire and the hole around it. Cold joint, it didn't actually attach to the board in this graphic. Too much heat, you scorched it. I'm really good at doing that too. And then of course, if you connect 2 leads together, especially on these little guys, then you're going to create a short.
Okay, no pressure
No
whatsoever.
pressure. No, none. It's fine. It'll be fun. Here you go. If you actually want to look at that.
We got this.
Yes, go right ahead. Let me go back to number 3.
1, 2, 3.
And
1, 2. So technically this should like only take 5 seconds, but I feel like if it took 5 seconds we did something wrong.
it's probably going to take 5 to 10 seconds, and that's it. And a train went by. Everyone, hooray, train! Steve D says this is like Sinister Stig from Top Gear. Exactly.
1, 2, 3. I'm just counting. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to overlook over your shoulder.
Oh, Ted's asking for a link to the soldering kit that Shop Gremiln is using. Yeah, we'll try and get one put together, Ted. Does Shop Gremiln have COVID, hence the mask? No, Shop Gremiln is perfectly healthy. Just Shop Gremiln wishes to remain anonymous, much like Sinister Stig. So that's kind of the game.
They can't see you.
Right, and Dan is talking about tinning the wires, which we didn't talk about. Steve D says, Shop Gremiln, stop biting your nails. So yeah, there is definitely tinning the wire beforehand, which is to add solder to the wire before you start heating up the board. I believe that helps to heat the wire, right? Or, yeah, it helps.
They look like perfect little Hershey Kisses.
Yes, they do.
All right, your turn.
My turn? Okay.
I'll do it next, but your turn now.
As I was talking my way through the comments. Okay. So do I need to tin the tip at all? Yes, okay. Which is just to add a little solder to the tip? Okay. On both sides? Okay. Do I wipe this off? No. Okay. So then,
Can you have it on the tip too long and then it burns?
Then I'm touching, well, not quite touching both. So there I go. Oh, okay.
Looks impressive. Okay, you did it. You won.
Okay, that kind of looks the same. Do
Interesting.
one over here,
Sinister
and then I'll let
Props
you.
says tin the wire, tin the pads where necessary. That way the components are soldering together with the solder and not forming it all at the same time. Helps with not applying too much heat at once. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's okay. The last one I might have pulled away too soon. What's nice is it's really cold in the shop too, so. Would you like to give it a shot?
Which one is the easiest one to not screw up? I'm gonna go for this
any
little
one of
corner
the
over
resistors,
here.
because we can probably find more resistors.
All right. It looks like there's still some on the tip. Should I clean it off? All right. Now it looks clean. I'm gonna go for this guy over here. I'm gonna
Yeah, probably shouldn't tilt it down.
just a dot. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. No. Okay. 1, 2. I don't think I got enough on there. Almost. Almost, right? Okay. All right, that looks like it has enough. Okay.
All right.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I feel like I did it right. Okay, this is encouraging. All right.
Oh, Ted says they tried to provide a link, but it's shredded above. Okay.
Because he's not a moderator.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Dan Does Junk says, you got this, Felicia.
I am totally having this all in my face.
And
Okay, that was a little
Dan is
much.
also suggesting that you can always check the resistors, and if they don't wiggle, then you got them attached on there.
I didn't do that one yet.
Shell's Division is saying, I've been soldering for many years. It may not be pretty, but it's working. That's where I'm at, Schultz.
Okay.
Sinister Props is also saying you can do it. You're getting a lot of
encouragement.
You get a lot of encouragement.
Sweet.
Very cool.
This is.
Ted, send me the link to the soldering kit through Messenger, Facebook Messenger. I think we can do that, right?
Send the tip. Thank you. Send the tip. You see why you have that hood on to work with. Mm-hmm. Is that too much? Okay. Sweet. Do we have to do all these little teeth of the comb?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay.
I'm nervous. 1, 2, 3.
Steve D says, I've been soldering for 40 years, and if I can do it, you can do it.
Okay.
Dan says, I'll say my soldering is way better than my welding. So there's the 2-part Beyond Geek episode where we went up to Arcata for the human-powered bicycle race with these, or human-powered art cars. They're basically modified bicycles, and it's this 40-mile race. Yeah, the host was showing how to weld for the first time, and Dan, his name is Dan as well, Danny Reynoso. Yeah, Dan had no idea, and it didn't look like a weld. It kind of looked like a hot glue porcupine. It was really amazingly bad. But it's all right there on TV on Beyond Geek for those of you who want to go see it.
I know, I'm so nervous too. They're so close to each other at this point. I'm going to get halfway point and then I'm going to let you take over the rest of this comb so I don't accidentally glue them all together.
Okay, no problem. I've put the link to the Magnetic Helping Hands in the chat, and I'll stick it in the description. Thank you very much, Ted. Appreciate you recognizing what we're working with.
Okay. I'm going to let you do the middle ones because I'm getting a little nervous now. Like, I have some good ones, but I'm due for a failure.
I almost clicked end stream. I want to click edit.
What are you editing?
I'm adding the link to the Helping Hands into the description. Paste. There we are.
Okay.
Save.
Oh, that's a lot of it.
Steve D says, I've never seen Felicia with shaky hands before.
I shake all the time. I am a chihuahua, but I like to hide it. So...
Yeah, I've known Felicia for years, and she is 100% confident, but still has the tiniest of little shakes in her hands. So it's not nerves or anything else. It's just Felicia.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very shaky. I'm a chihuahua. Yeah.
And Sinister Props is warning all of us to be careful with using magnetic helping hands because some components that you work on can be damaged by magnets. I believe at the moment the plate is magnetic. The plate is just a piece of metal, and all the studs of the stuff we're sticking to the plate are magnetic, so it's easier to move around. It's not the silly helping hands I've been using that are a pair of alligator clips on arms that look like an angry mechanical crab. And Dad Does Junk is now saying, okay, step 1 may not be coffee since you need steady hands.
I'm really glad I skipped coffee. I did skip step 1 today. Not because I was trying to be better. Alright, here, there's 3 left. They're yours.
Cool. Mine.
They're yours.
Okay, so we cleaned it off, so I need to add some to the tip. Not over the project.
Oh.
And, doing the 3 down here? Okay.
See how nice and close they are together.
What's funny is, also for Beyond Geek, doing something wrong, it's not connecting. So Felicia's not the only one with shaky hands. I got to be the one, and I created a short.
How do we fix that?
I think. Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just... Oh, okay. We got some copper. Some
What's the
solder
copper
wick.
do?
Now we need to separate this a little bit. The maybe I didn't create a short. No, I think I'm okay. I can go get my meter.
None of
That
them
wouldn't
are
be
actually
good, no.
touching.
None of them are touching.
Yeah, no.
Maybe I just saw the surface coat move.
I think those two that I did may not have been completely covered enough of the ones, but other than that, they're not touching.
So the copper solder wick is a desoldering tool.
You're right behind the square seat. They can't see it. There you go.
Oh. What happens with this is we heat up the solder and then touch it to it, and capillary action, this wicks all the solder away from your project.
So it pulls it all off?
So it pulls it all off. There's also a vacuum style desoldering tool that looks like the reverse of an EpiPen, where it's spring loaded. You put it on there and you click and it sucks all the solder. It works, but this is apparently much easier to use. And
tried and true.
yeah. The desoldering pen is clunky.
Okay.
There it is.
Jerry Can Cosplay and Dan Does Junk both use alligator clips. And
Right.
so does Schultz Division. He has ones with magnifying glasses on them.
I have one. Yeah, I've got one that I've taken most of my magnifying glasses off of the ones I've got, which is still probably really smart to use, but. Nope, that is not a good solder joint, Odin. And that's got a bead on it. Boy, I suck at this.
Did we stick this on her?
It was on.
It was?
It was on.
Okay, just making sure. Checking our work.
I did the one, thought I shorted it, did another one, and it's got too much solder on it.
Okay, there we go.
So I'm single-handedly ruining the project.
I'm being nosy, sorry, I'm on.
No, it's fine.
I see, I see.
Probably not paying close enough attention to what I'm doing. I'm too busy being on camera. It's probably part of it. That, or this is just too delicate for me as the big oaf that I am. They're talking about getting a voice changer for shop gremlins so they can speak.
Make things easier and nice.
And we should stick a big pair of googly eyes to the shop gremlins goggles. And Shady says, well, if Minecraft had alligator clips, I'd be using them too. Schultz Division saying, remember to leave a like on the stream so Shop Gremlin will return once again to show us awesome things. So behind the scenes, Shop Gremlin has done a few things already, helped with getting the Light Up Mjolnir working, painted the Gore Necro Sword, and a few other things I'm probably forgetting about at the moment. But I'm really glad that I can have you on screen finally. That one looked better. That one behaved better. Is that all the components for the moment? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now we get to trim all the top wires. Little clips.
So we're just cutting it a couple of millimeters above the board. Mm-hmm. Should I be careful to not touch the board with the clippers? Okay. Would you like to give it a haircut?
I wouldn't mind chopping it. Oops, I screwed it up.
I don't think there's any blue smoke in it yet.
Yet. Working on it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Did I do them too long? Should they be short? Too long?
I'm gonna step away for a second and find the 9-volt plug because we need that, right? So.
Is that better? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's magnetical. Did we forget one? Mm-mm. Okay, good. Alright, I left some of them a little long. That'll be fine. Okay, we go. All these little pieces. Mm-hmm. They just get thrown away now? Mm-hmm. Okay. They're all magnetic. Sticking to everything. No más. There you go. Okay. Sinister props to shop Gremlin, live under the workbench.
Yes.
Pretty much. Alright. Is it going to be a big deal that this board is magnetic? Mm-mm. Okay, well obviously you wrapped it. It shouldn't be, but... Okay, that, he's looking for something.
I'm looking for the battery connector.
Okay. Does that piece go there? Mm-hmm. Ha! I guessed right. And then those little circles, do they go on the circles there and there? Nope. Okay, I did not guess those right. How about these circles? All right, one more time. These circles. No? Mm-mm. Is it even going to go in a circle spot? Mm-mm. Okay. What are the... Oh. 30. And there's a 30 right there and 30 right there. Okay. Does the 30 have to face us, or does it matter which direction? Okay. Those in place. I like how you made it wider so that when I stuck it in, it stayed. Mm-hmm. There we go. And then that one has a 104, and the 104 is right there. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we get to take all of those in place so we can flip them over. Mm-hmm. No? Mm-hmm. Okay. Same thing now? Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. I'm learning this. Okay, people have been talking.
Yeah, sorry I'm not there.
Steve D, wear your anti-static wristbands to earth yourself while working on circuit boards.
That is correct.
Jerry Can Cosplay says, Steve, I never use them. I think they're a myth. Ted says the red plate is just a metal plate. The magnets involved on the holder are small magnets in the base of the tool, so none of the magnets are actually close to the components. Steve D says, in a previous life I was an electrical engineer, so always used to wear them. Yeah. But, okay. Time to solder. And here's the wire up top. Okay. Thank you. And 1, 2, 3.
0 to 14 DC.
Okay. Yeah, that one didn't get enough on it. You're gonna put it on this part. There we go. Okay. Whew. So nervous. Everybody's watching me do this live. It's okay. I know that if I screw it up, we can fix it, so there's at least that.
There it is.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Apologies for running off.
It's oakley dokley. I'm over here actually like figuring this out.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know how learning by actually doing,
It helps a lot.
right? Ah! Okay. Okay. And one last one. Then you can see.
Ridiculously long amount of time, sorry.
It's okay. I spy with my little eye a needle in this haystack. Okay. I may have overdone that one because that one looks like a bead. This last one. I got a so it's not the worst.
Excellent. I'll go fetch a 9-volt battery as well. Sorry, as I'm
Do
running
we
away.
not have a 9-volt battery?
You know, being prepared is one thing. Actually having it
Is a whole nother story.
is a whole other story.
Stephen D says, "Is this episode called Odin Doesn't Make?"
Yeah, I was going to say, this is Felicia Makes.
I'm gonna go back to her.
All right, so yes, welcome to Felicia Makes. So, in the mad rush to make sure cameras were focused, and I had URLs listed within Discord and within Patreon, and having descriptions updated, and having pictures, and having other, I forgot to get a battery. So I'm just going to walk to the front of the building where I know we've got some batteries, and I'll come back. So I'm going to abandon you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is it time to clip these? Yes. Okay.
Battery car. Okay. Oh, yeah, and it's time to go public too, actually.
It's time to go public?
Oh, yeah, it has
Why
been
don't
for
you
a couple
go
of minutes.
grab the stuff and then we could go public after you get back? Because they're just going to watch me snap some stuff.
That's fine.
No?
I can also
Oh,
wave
hold
it.
it? Okay. Are these too long? Yes, they are, so you need to get them a little shorter? Okay, just a little bit? And here, whatever it was.
So I just clicked over to being public for everyone because I just realized it's just slightly past noon because I've been running around trying to find stuff. For anyone who just now logged in or for all of our friends in the future, welcome to the public portion of the Odin Makes live stream. Every other Sunday, Felicia and I have been working on the Ghostbusters Neutrona one, and we're continuing with that project currently. But today, in order to show us how to actually solder, Shop Gremlin is now appearing on screen for the first time ever, giving us pointers on how to properly solder. Shop Gremlin is actually pretty much an expert at this. But the fun thing is, Shop Gremlin wishes to remain anonymous and wishes to remain silent, much like the Stig from the television show Top Gear. So Shop Gremlin has kind of been labeled the sinister Stig, which is fine. But Felicia's been going through and learning a lot and unlearning all the horrible things I taught her about soldering.
We're going to figure this out.
So we're going to figure this out.
And what are we soldering?
What we're currently soldering is a practice project. This actually isn't part of the Neutrona wand yet. This is it's a clock. What we have is a beginner's soldering project. It's an electronics project purchased from Amazon. Much earlier in the stream, I showed the Amazon ID tag, whatever barcode, that hopefully was good enough to find this project clock, but it's just a project clock. Also in the description is a link to the Amazon purchasing for the magnetic soldering plate that we're using. These are not affiliate links. I'm not making anything from this. These aren't promotional from me from this video. It's just this is what we're using in case you guys want to play with it too. But otherwise, hello, I'm Odin, and welcome to Odin Makes.
Hi, I'm Felicia, and this is Shop Gremlin.
And the three of us are going to continue soldering and enjoying making a Neutrona wand. But like I said, I am going to step out and grab a 9-volt battery. When I come back, I'll catch up on comments.
Okay. So, is this ready to be flipped over? Okay. And untaped? Okay. And then the next pieces we need... There's 3 little holes for that one, and it's a half circle. Let me see, where do I think this one's gonna go? Right here? Yes, I guessed right, sorry. And does it go, well, it has to go that way, right? Okay. And then that gets threaded in there. And pushed. Is it okay that they stick up a little bit? Okay. And then we do that one separately? How was your quest?
Not fruitful yet. We are, so for those of you who may not know, I am actually renting space from a working production studio, and they're currently having a large safety meeting for the production that's happening here today. So I'm not going to walk through the middle of that. Mostly because I can't.
There's no way to get through?
No.
Tin it. One, two, three. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. And then is that quite enough, or a little more? Okay. There we go. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. That little inside spot I'm missing, huh? Steve D, I think Shop Gremlin is Joe in disguise as he should be at work. Mwahahaha.
It's possible.
I ain't saying nothing. But I like these theories. It's a bird, it's playing its underdog. No.
Yes, exactly. It's a bird, it's playing its underdog. I like that. I loved underdog as a kid.
Alright, and then you hold these and snip them. Yes, I'm figuring this out slowly and surely, and that's upside down.
Good.
How are you doing? Oh yeah, you're
I'm doing
ready for
okay.
the
I just
safety
haven't been
meeting.
outside yet. Yeah, there was just having a big safety meeting. They're going to have they got a huge crew outside and they're going to have a brawl. So they've got a guy giving them safety talks on how to not hurt each other, pretending like they're beating each other up.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Doesn't it?
Right? Is that one too short? Nothing I can do about it now. Can
Right.
make it longer.
Well, we just rewind, right? And then you'll be okay.
Right?
Alrighty. So we've got...
the brains.
Yeah, so this is we connect to the board and then we push the chip into the chip's removable later, right? Okay, cool. Do we flip the board over or does it go on this side? Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
The real monkey. Hi, everybody. Who's the new person? The new person is Shop Gremlin. Shop Gremlin is an expert, a professional solderer. How do you say that? They
Sure.
won't be able to tell us
They
because
won't
they're
be
not
able to-
speaking today, but they are giving us all their knowledge.
So there's a notch, and I see on the board there is a...
Camera
you
4.
probably can't see it, but on... Thank you. I switched and forgot to finish switching. So I'm seeing there's a little notch on the end of the thing. So this is a clip to put the chip into. And then I'm also seeing on the diagram of the board itself, there's an indicator of where the notch is. So this must be telling us polarity or the way it wants to go. Okay. Now, we're taping again? Okay.
Because I think you have to flip it over.
Well, you got a lot more parts on while I was screwing around.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm learning this. I will be making my own light up dresses in no time.
Oh, that's cool. I'm hearing cheers. The safety meeting may be over, which will allow me to go outside and get a power supply or power source, which is going to be just a battery. Brain. Okay. I'm told to clean the tip, so I'm cleaning the tip on the wet sponge you can't see. So now I've got the tip and it looks clean, so I'm going to tin the tip. Put just a little bit on. I'll start on the end here. I'll bend down and make sure I stick my face into the smoke.
Right? That's the best view, is when the smoke is going right into your face.
Okay, cool. Try again.
Felicia, help me, Shop Gremlin. You're my only hope to get this solder working.
Basically. So what I was laughing at was, I talked about Beyond Geek earlier. Same thing. If you go and watch the episode where we're working with recreating Nintendo cartridges from scratch, again, it's a Dan episode. Yeah, I'm the one that's doing all the soldering when I have no idea what I'm doing. It's a lot of fun pretending to be an authority on video when you've just learned before the cameras rolled.
DJ Stumpy wants to know, when doing your own builds that are not filmed for YouTube, do you prefer to listen to music or podcasts? And talking about podcasts, do you do any, you appear on any? Do you do any, and do you appear on any? That's a loaded question, sorry.
That's all right. Let me finish this one, and I'll answer those questions. I think it's still okay. So I've got the first 6 or so on this one side. I know you don't need practice, but when I'm working on my own, when I'm not recording, I don't have the cameras going, it depends. Usually my go-to is music first, and I've just got a couple of Pandora stations that I listen to. Almost all the music I listen to does not have lyrics. By just having music that I can hear and I'm not thinking about the lyrics, which I don't really hear them that well anyway,
it's easier for me to focus on what I'm doing with my project. So I listen to Blue Man Group, Art of Noise, Enigma, movie soundtracks, stuff that's like electronic music, all that random things. When I listen to podcasts, yes, I do sometimes listen to podcasts when I'm doing something else that doesn't require as much figuring out. One of the go-to podcasts I like is 99% Invisible, which I learned about through Adam Savage and Tested.
Oh, nice.
99% Invisible is done out of Oakland, California, which is only about an hour and a half west of here. They talk about there's all the things you see in a city, but 99% of what's going on is invisible. Kind of was the original idea behind the name of the podcast. It has since grown outside of its bounds, of course. Other podcasts I really enjoy is Nerd Podcast Radio, NPR, and I've been on that podcast a number of times. And I've been on a few other podcasts like Strictly Nerding, and I've been on Sean Jay's podcast. He's a magician that's on the CW. And I've talked with there's a lot of people, and it's funny that I'm thinking but DFW I think was anyway. There should be a link of Odin and other channels in my YouTube channel that has me on YouTube versions of some of these podcasts. I'm happy to be on podcasts. It's a lot of fun. I've been talking with the creator of Beyond Geek. We're putting together the idea of doing a Beyond Geek podcast that I will definitely be part of. He's just trying to get a few things squared away and get elements of his life in order to make a few of them, so we're not immediately putting a podcast out and immediately needing the next one. So that was something we wanted to start at the beginning of the year, but for different reasons have had to wait. But that will happen. I'm not planning on doing an Odin Makes podcast. I'd rather just make videos. I think that was most of it, right? What else do we listen to? So it's podcast. Oh, audiobooks. And I will also listen to audiobooks a lot when I'm working on something. There's things that I end up doing that take a lot of time. Like if you go and look on the videos for the Dungeon Fighter Online build I did, which was a big Dragon Lance, which isn't the same thing, but it was called a Dragon Lance. Pole arm that's got a big eye on it. That thing had so much grinding and so much painting and so much repetitive steps that I didn't need the video for. I finished listening to Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and all of the Sasquatch Massacre, which was the new Max Brooks book. So I do listen to a lot of audiobooks as well. Dan Does Junk says he's working on his big stupid Gundam feat while watching the stream.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, he's, what is it called? What is it called? I know what it was. The Phoenix, right? Which does have larger feet than what Joe's were. Marvel Guy says, good to see you again, Odin and Felicia. Hello, Marvel Guy.
Hello.
And Marvel Guy, say hello to Shop Gremlin. Chris Sweet says they think that you're both great. Ollie Zavla is saying, hey Odin, when are you going to make something next? So I've got 4 or 5 videos shot that just need writing and editing, which sounds easy, but
that's the part you like the least.
That's the part I like the least, and it's actually so it will happen. What have I got built that's in the pipeline that will need to get released? I got Frog Mom's backpack from Mandalorian Season 2. It's not down here right now, but we actually finished that for a Star Wars Celebration for a friend who went out as Frog Mom, and most of the crew that got to see it really enjoyed the way we approached it. So that's going to be a 2-parter at least, and that just needs to get put together. About a month ago, for the majority of September, I was working with Roseville High School making large-scale props, human-sized props, of all the items that come from the Clue board game. So these are the little tiny metal miniatures that the game I had that came with little metal miniatures. I don't know if they do anymore. I blew those up to be 18, 20 inches tall, so it looks just like the wrench. It looks just like the bent pipe with the threads in the end, candlestick, revolver, all those things. So that'll be a pair of videos when I get those out finally. Now that the play isn't happening at the high school anymore, I'll go ahead and get the video out. At some point. So there's 2 more videos I need to get written. And then that's where there was a couple other things. I know Felicia and I have a Ryobi video that hasn't come out, and
Yeah,
there
we're
was
giving things away on that
we're
one.
giving things away on that one. And Ryobi said, "Yeah, we'll still do it." It's like, okay, good. And
It's
that's where
coming
there
out.
was
It's at least
something else.
shot.
Yeah, it's all shot. We started working on a new cosplay video for me using Cause ears and Cause tail. So
Yeah.
that's been started, but that's still in production. Otherwise, yeah, I'm totally excited about God of War. I'm totally excited about some upcoming movies. So, yeah. there's plans and thunks and thoughts. So, stuff is still happening. What's happened in the background? Well, I got myself a day job because you know what? Paying bills is awesome.
Is there
You know,
parts
paying
that
bills
got
off
messed
is
up?
awesome. Paying all the bills in the
Okay.
same month is awesome. So my channel is going to be going back to every other week or
Just regular
maybe even
soldering,
once a
or-
month. But for the immediacy, it's going to be as often as I can get one out. I'm going to get one out. But I want to keep putting videos out because I enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking to you guys, and I don't want Odin Makes to go away. So it's not going to. I just have to kind of go back to what I was doing when I started, when I had a full-time job last time.
Right?
Yeah.
Pacing yourself.
Pacing myself, exactly. So I
Starting
can't do the one video every week forever and always and put in 40 hours plus a week making videos for somebody else.
Yes.
Aria51, is that Joe or Shop Monkey? This is Shop Gremlin, and Shop Gremlin is wishes to remain anonymous and wishes to remain silent. So enjoy. Shop Gremlin will appear in produced videos as well, which will be a little bit easier than trying to have them appear live.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, Aria caught themselves. Gremlin, sorry. That's all good. Oh, Emperor of Mankind. Hello! Nice. That I appreciate that you're saying that I am literally the reason you got into making armor and sci-fi weapons. That's awesome. Hello! Oh, I got contacted by a playhouse, I'm not sure where, about the Tommy guns that we did. So the Tommy gun thing, while I need to get a kit out to a Jerry Can cosplay still, yeah, they might be actually going to a prop house for an actual production.
Oh, fun.
Which is kind of cool. Waiting to get response back from them.
They'll get used a lot in
Yeah.
that case. Okay. So. We are
Oh,
at brass
Marvel
knuckle
Guy
and
wants to
this
ask, what exactly is anonymous? He's never made friends with someone that's silent and doesn't show their face. Not trying to be offensive. No, that's okay. Asking what anonymous is great because there's the online group Anonymous, but that is not what Shop Gremlin is doing. To have anonymity or to be anonymous is to have your face hidden and your identity hidden. And that's just kind of the thing. Just didn't want to be on social media, was uncomfortable being on the camera. I don't know how many of you, I don't know how much cosplaying you've actually done, Marvel Guy, because I know you've done a couple of things, like your Riddler costume was really cool. But when you're in a costume, you're not yourself, and so being on camera, you're far more comfortable, and that's a big part of it, is knowing there's a lot of you are watching or
I'm
going to
trying to
make a
guess which
video
one's
that's going
where
to
it's
live on
gonna
the
go
internet.
before you tell
So
me.
being anonymous on the video is just more comfortable, and I can't fault them for that because I totally agree. I hate dancing, but when I'm dressed up like a giant monster Muppet, I don't mind going out and dancing because all these other parts are moving and I kind of look like I know what I'm doing.
It's a little easier, honestly.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I need to shut up? What are we doing?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
just was a little. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay, that's all right. I'm talking away.
No worries. That's the interesting stuff that's going on right now.
That's all right. This is interesting too, I think.
No, it is. We have these
So-
3 pieces, and I am trying to guess where I think they're going to go.
Oh,
I
is that
think
what
this
it
one's
is?
going to go in the little circle, this one's going to go in that circle, and this one's going to go in the big circle. Did I
Okay.
get it right?
Now, there's a shaded thing on here with the board with a plus and then a hashtag. So I think these things probably have polarity.
And is the negative charge the gray? This.
Oh, okay.
And that would go on the shaded side. So that way.
I think these are capacitors, right? So these will store a charge of power and discharge them when the board wants it. Sort of. God, I hope I'm not saying the wrong thing.
Right. And then the negative on the negative.
that's a 20 bifold. Interesting.
This looks like it's a little cup of water, but it's not. And this is the positive. So it goes that way. All right.
Yeah, that's a speaker, but it's a piezoelectric speaker. Okay, nods. Yes. Okay, good. I said that right. What does that mean? That it's different from a cone speaker. Cone being the ones that are paper.
Okay. Do we tape them or? Because then we get to flip it.
Yeah. Flip it over and solder it down from the backside. Yeah, the real Marky. Whatever you do, don't reverse the polarity. Thank you. Aria51 is saying, oh, also guys, hi, I miss you. What are you making today? Today, Shop Gremlin is here in the shop to teach us the proper way to solder because they are tired of watching me just make a mess of things.
And I'm learning now.
Felicia's learning
Somebody who
now.
knows what they're doing a little bit better.
So specifically what we've got going on right here is a little practice electronics kit. All it is, it's going to make a clock. It's going to be the exciting clock. But it was something that was easy to put together, that was actually on a board, that had multiple components, that had all the pieces that we needed, so we could just walk through and do it. And so Shock Gremlin is showing us the how to read the board, helping us identify what the pieces are, and how to actually solder properly, not in the hot glue mess that I typically solder with.
Yes.
Is that more or less right? Oh, okay.
I'm not going to be shy about doing this by the time we're done with this. Let me tin it.
Is that,
Tinning means you melt a little on the tip of the soldering iron before you start.
correct?
I learned that from you last time, but better how to do it now. No? Oh, okay. Sorry. This is the right height table for soldering for me. Oh, that's a loud train.
That's a loud train.
Okay, did I get the approval? And these two over here too. Do I have to trim those more, or are those already short? Trim them. Okay, cool. Okay. Let me trim it.
Oh, okay. Oh. I'm being asked to talk about what this thing is. Which we're on a tiny camera at the moment.
Okay.
Because apparently somebody may have asked. But I've got a brass colored dome thing here. This isn't just some sort of R2D2 thing. But inside of it is actually brass wool. And brass wool is another way of cleaning off the tip of your soldering iron. So I'm used to, and what you always see me doing whenever I'm trying to work with this stuff in the past, is a wet sponge. And that's something I just drag to get the crud off the end of the soldering iron. This is brass wool. It's a lot like steel wool, but it's brass and coarser. And so you're able to clean off the soldering iron by just
Scratching it off.
scratching it off. Now I've done this with a little brass wire brush from time to time, but I've never done it on camera, and that definitely takes everything off. Oh yeah, we've got a brand new brass Brillo pad that probably unscrew this and
Are these the same ones that you can purchase when to wash dishes with? No.
No, it's different. Okay.
Okay, that was my question.
That's a good question. And I know there's a reason for why it's brass instead of steel, but I don't know if I can look that up right now. So this is, just a brass wool for cleaning. The other thing that we're using, this comes with a lot of soldering irons, is just a sponge. And it's the same idea. You get the sponge wet, and when you have crud on the soldering iron, you can just drag it across and clean most of it off. And that's usually what I do, but apparently I've ruined some of the tips doing that. So because I didn't tin the tips before I started using the soldering iron. This is a big mistake, me as a novice. So apparently not just tinning your wires, you have to tin the tip of the soldering iron when it's brand new. And since I hadn't, and then I'm dragging it across the wet, it corroded it and made it very unhappy. So I'm sorry, Ryobi, for that. Was that more or less? Okay, good. Now, I'm running around trying to find missing parts. Basically, the kit that we got didn't come with a direct battery connection, and I'm still going to need to run out and go grab a battery. So I ran around for a little while and finally found a 9-volt lead, which is just the little thing you plug into a 9-volt battery. I'll have to go to the front of the building and get a 9-volt out of storage. Yeah, it's just one of these guys. Oops, keep double clicking. So a little 9-volt lead. And this is going to end up being plugged into this piece. This will be soldered to the board, this little green thing. And it has a pair of screws on top and then outlets on the side, so we can actually screw in the wires for the 9-volt battery, or we could screw it into a power source. And this thing could be powered not by a battery, but by house power or something with a reduction in power. So I don't know if that's why, but there's a reason why they didn't give us a battery connection, but gave us the ability to connect anything to it. So I need to find a battery.
Okay.
And was there any other missing parts I was forgetting about? Doesn't seem like it. So that's good.
Okay. So we have less and less pieces now to attach.
Well, that's good.
Like
We've
I
got
flipped it
buttons
over.
and a segment display. Oh wow, that's about it. And a power source.
So we're getting there. Kit's not complete. Are we missing pieces?
Oh wow,
Oh,
really?
dang. So we're not going to be able to finish this? What are we missing? We are missing that piece.
Oh, we're missing a diode?
I wonder if it fell on the floor. No, it
Huh.
didn't.
Did it go under the metal thing?
No, it just wasn't here. Oh, dang nabbit.
Okay.
Well, then I guess we do not recommend this kit.
I have no idea if I have one of those lying around or not. I call it an electronics disaster kit. I've got an old Radio Shack Learn Electronics kit that I got at a garage sale.
Okay. Well, I'm okay calling this a bust if we don't have the pieces to make it work, because at least we figured out how to glue it all together.
Right. Well, that's a bummer because I was excited about seeing a clock light up. Okay.
Will we be able to see if our stuff lights up?
Do we want to put the last of the few parts on so we don't lose any more? Okay.
Okay.
And then we can order the one diode we're missing, and then maybe next time light the clock up. So I don't have to worry about finding a battery right now. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Jace is asking, will it be weekly uploads on builds again? I'm going to be going to an every other week or maybe once a month because, Jace, I got a full-time job. So they will be coming again. We were just talking about having a bunch that are already shot that I need to get done. So it's going to happen, but I got to the point of not being able to keep up with the schedule, personally. It was just too much. If you want to know more about kind of how I was reacting, actually Steve at SKS Props recently put out a couple of posts and videos about burnout and about keeping up with the pace. He actually hospitalized himself trying to keep up the same type of pace. So I will be going back to putting more videos out. I just don't think I'll go back to every week again. It's going to be every other week or maybe once a month. But I'm going to continue. Stuff's going to continue.
This one's going, kind of.
Don't pull a Jimi Hendrix.
Should I put
Yeah,
it
exactly.
This way? Okay.
Arya is saying that I love how Shock Gremiln looks like they have a black Court of Owls mask. It's it's inspired by the Nightingale armor from Skyrim. So if it works as well as Black Court of Owls, great. I know we haven't completely painted all the detail on the front, so I don't know how well it comes through, but yeah.
This piece does not want to go.
Schultz Division is saying, wait. Did you just click the like button? Well, no. Well, then what are you waiting for? Thank you, Schultz.
These ones are not wanting to go in for me. I'm going to let you do it so I don't break it.
Okay.
Did I bend it?
Yeah, one of the legs got bent a little
Okay.
bit.
I bent it. Well,
It's okay.
At least I recognized that I was ruining it.
Ruining it. Does it have a polarity and up down that's important? Probably not. All right. Because I remember when I played with these before, it's just you're always cross connecting them. And when it's just like loose with wires. So after we do this, we can do the little Mandalore bomb from Fifth Element. That was the bottom of the body of a Master Lock that still had the Master Lock dial on it and a blinky red light on top, right? So you just and that was big enough to actually blow a hole in the starship.
Okay, I was trying to stab him in too far, I guess.
And they just sit on top, don't they? See if I can't get this one to behave. The two mighty paw on it and make it. Did it go through? I don't think so. It's not sitting right. Which is not going in. That's just my hand. There we are. Perfect.
Pieces to Props has a question for
Okay.
you and Felicia. What has been your biggest blunder on a proper costume that caused you to stay over or rethink how you were doing things?
Accepting the job. How about you? Single biggest blunder. I don't know if I can pick out a single one. First thing comes to mind, you and I got tasked with making cosplay or superhero armor for a Smosh video.
Oh yeah, that blunder.
And
Yes.
while my thing was like, we'll do it out of foam, that actually would have taken way too long, so it was probably wise that you went, no, we'll just do it out of some really pretty illustration board, fancy cardboard.
I used poster board.
And it worked.
I just didn't have time for a whole
Well, they didn't go through. Maybe they did it wrong.
cosplay. Anyways, yeah, that did definitely. I was rethinking how I was doing everything after that giant project.
Should they go through further?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It did need to get smooshed in more, huh?
Yeah, it did. I thought that was good enough. I was wrong.
This is why we have an expert to help us know what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so they're going to bend the leads flatter. A little bummed the diode's missing.
Yeah. I know. Shake everything.
Right, I know. It's shake everything, look on the floor.
You ain't gonna find nothing on this
No,
floor.
no, I'm not going to find anything on this floor. It's too dark down there. I can't see that far.
There's so many little pieces.
So no, you were doing it wrong. Apparently you do feed them through more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they've got it pushed all the way down to where it's touching this. Oh, I'm not actually on camera. Ha! Here I am trying to show camera and I'm not there. So the button here is actually all the way down to the circuit board. and the legs are coming through it, which I hadn't done that before. When I set it on, they just barely fit in the hole, and it was still riding on top. So the funky bend is to hold it in place.
To click it in.
Yeah, to be able to click it in.
Schultz to goes division. Well, gotta go. Have a blast, guys and gals. See you around.
Thank you for tuning in, Schultz Division.
Ralph Mork is working and listening, so multitasking there.
Very cool, Ralph. Hello.
Blakester wants to know any plans on making more Lego props?
Yeah, I want to. What I really want to do is the big '80s camera. Right? There's it was always a camera element to me. A lot of guys use them as cannons, but it was this really long minifig piece that had an offset view scope. I really kind of want to do that as a single piece, and we've talked at length about making a larger thing, something that was like multi-part, maybe a set, but not immediately. Is it going to happen? It'll happen.
So now we have to solder it all in place?
So now we need to solder the buttons in place. What am I? Oh.
You're hitting the thing that we're going to be gluing in place.
Oh, okay. Was that in place yet?
No, right. That one's one we have to solder.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was just pinching it so it holds it. I know it's
right. I forgot about pinching it already.
Yeah, that's why I was doing it that way. I know it takes more time each time to switch it around, but
completely forgot.
Holds it.
Just completely forgot.
We're learning.
We're learning.
It's a learning curve.
All right, so may I put one of the buttons on?
Yeah.
It's clean. It's still blinking. It's still heated. Get it wet first. Or clean it off first.
The real monkey. Any plans on making more Power Rangers props? Eventually.
There it goes. That's right. Yes, Felicia and I have talked at length about making more Power Rangers props. Two that we want to do. I'm talking, I'm not.
Multitasking. We can't do both. It's okay.
No, I can't.
It's
I
alright.
really can't. If I chew bubblegum and start walking, I just fall over. We talked about Pink Ranger, and we talked about Rita's staff. And those are two things that are eventually, or...
Yeah. Working on it.
Clean it off. I gotta tin it again. I'm only tinning one side, right? That's fine? Okay.
Super solder wire.
Super soldier wire?
Solder, but solder. It's such a weird word. I feel like I'm just saying it weird every time I say it, because...
Right, because it's solder with an L in it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I have a button on.
Yeah, we need... Oh.
You want me to do more? Or?
It's okay. I don't mind. I just was like, no, there's those ones that still need to get done.
Right.
It's clean. Okay.
Clean-ish. Franken turret from Portal based off the Lego Dimensions design. Oh. Oh, interesting. That's, I love Portal and I love Lego. That's not a bad idea, Ant. Everyone, the Adventures of Alex Stoner is currently making himself an Incredible Hulk costume. So we want to stay tuned for that costume when he gets it put together on their YouTube channel, which is pretty cool.
Right. Oh, I figured.
Wow, Cosplay Evo. Wanting to know if you could give me some pointers on how I can make the chainsaw part of my Chainsaw Man cosplay actually rotate and spin.
I want it.
Okay. Oh, Steve D says that they do pronounce the L in solder here in the UK. I would have to look at Chainsaw Man again, and honestly, that is probably something not completely outside of my wheelhouse, but certainly outside of what I'm thinking about.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of those problems I'll chew on for about a week.
You would. I've seen toy chainsaws that use those beaded chains like what dog tags are on, and I could see using that as a base to put foam chainsaw teeth on, and then being able to spin that probably with a small wheel on the inside, like a rubberized wheel that can grip that round chain. And if the whole thing is running through a track, you could probably keep the foam pieces upright for the most part, and that way it's all moving and it's soft and it's not going to hurt you, not going to hurt anyone else when you've got this chainsaw sticking out of your forehead. But what I don't know is how much space is inside the mask in order to have the thing going through. I know Steve at SKS Props has a fantastic video on how to make the Chainsaw Man helmet or mask, but I haven't made one. And I don't know how much room is inside, because that becomes the big thing.
Hiding the motor and the batteries.
Yeah, hiding the motor, hiding the batteries, hiding where those connect in order to make the thing move.
Yeah.
Right? There should be enough in there, but I don't know.
Well, if you think about it, Barf from Spaceballs, he had a whole backpack contraption just to make his ears do this.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
right.
not the easiest thing to do. We've gotten smaller components and more electrical parts, but yeah, it's still trying to. Where are you going to put it?
Where are you going to put it? Okay. Yep. Well, they've got we got the segment display left. So Shop Gremlin put on the power leads. No. Just fix things.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting? So we're missing one diode, which goes here. What's this one? Is this just another power? Because on this side, it says 3-volt DC on the board and ground. So is this just another power input? Okay. Huh. Oh, DC 5-volt plus. Oh, so this doesn't have to be 9-volt. It can be anything over 5 volts. So we could just cut the end off of a USB cord and, and screw it in there. Alrighty. So we got a 7-segment display. And one of the things I'm seeing is that I'm going to point with it smaller than my finger. There, nice, sharp and metal and pointy. We've got the dots for whatever the dots, if you want, have decimal points, right? And we have dots here in the display, so I'm assuming that orientation is very important. Okay. Now I wonder if that's also partly for polarity as well as just no. Okay, just so it sits right and it's going to work the way that we want it to. Come on, go in the holes. Well, that like almost snapped in place.
I always feel reassured when things click.
Right.
It was supposed to be there.
Yeah, it's seems like it's happy to stay just the way it is.
I will let you do that one.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Felicia. Alrighty. Turn that back on.
Austin Lips. Hey, Odin and Felicia and someone else. What did I miss today? We are learning how to solder electronic components so that we can make fancy things happen in our Neutrona wands. But we are not working on that as of yet. We are working on our practice project that we are missing components for, so it will not be completed, but we are learning how to solder correctly. We are learning how to put things on correctly. And we have Shop Gremlin guiding us through this project so that we don't screw it up.
And we purchased a practice electronics board. It just makes a little clock from Amazon, and it's missing a diode.
Yes. Brad Kaufman, who is the man in black? LOL Shop Gremlin? Yes.
Correct. This is Shop Gremlin. And Shop Gremlin's actually appeared in videos before, or has been mentioned in videos before. This is the first time that they have appeared on camera. And you'll forgive Shop Gremlin if they prefer to remain anonymous and silent, which I'm okay with. Gives me more time to talk.
Timbo Steven says, I got a question, but then didn't ask one.
Oh. Okay,
That's
what's up,
okay.
Timbo Steve?
And then Danda's Junk says, is this going to become the official Odin Makes live stream clock so you know when to start and go live and when it's 1 o'clock and ending? That would have been smart.
That would have been smart.
Eventually, maybe now.
Yeah, we'll just hook it up to something that triggers, right? So
Well, it does have a sound mechanics in there.
that's true.
Steve D, if you two are learning how to solder, what is Shop Gremlin learning? Patience?
Yes. One of the things Shock Gremlin has also agreed to help me with is I really want to upgrade the electronics in Mechagodzilla because right now his eyes light up and that's it. So I want to put in some mechanics, some motors to make the mouth open and close, and I want to do the opening door in the chest that has like a plasma effect behind it. This isn't something that's going to happen next week, so don't get super excited. But that is a long-term goal to make some improvements to Mechagodzilla.
Ant says, do you think you could do an updated version of the Wheatley Core sticker sheet to include the stickers for the Cake and Adventure Core eyes? They are both in dimensions. Does that make any sense to you?
It does.
Okay.
This is all Lego Dimension stuff. I probably could. And I might be able to get those stickers put back onto odinmakes.com. Had them on Etsy and they got taken down, so I haven't put them back.
Maddie V. Klaus says, hot stuff.
That stuff.
We're working with some hot stuff today. And the Marvel guy's wondering if we can if you could make a video about the advice he gave you on the last live stream about making the helmet sizing by.
Oh, a specific video just on that? I've got some advice on that with different videos that have to do with helmets. I have found that when you do a specific video about a specific thing, they don't usually perform that well, which isn't fair because it's probably targeting the people who actually need it. But when you're putting videos out as a way of making a living, you need to put up videos that have good. So, you know.
So probably not a specific.
Right, and that's also why I've never done a video about soldering that, and you know, I'm not good at it.
But we're learning today,
Yes, we are.
live in front of you. Watch us make mistakes and get messy. Making Miss Frizzle proud. Dan Does Junk says, give it a choo-choo alarm.
Yeah. May not be able to give it a specific choo-choo alarm. Okay, so I see one doesn't quite have enough, but it looks like it made a connection. No, it didn't. That is not acceptable.
Yes, we are teaching Shop Gremlin patience.
Very much so. I greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
You didn't have anything else planned for today, right?
What happened to Bean? Did he go lay down? Got bored of us?
Okay. Very quiet. Odin soldering. No.
I was going to ask you a question, but I had wanted to wait till you were done with that.
Oh, okay.
I was just wondering if you chopped those down too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Judging you.
Yeah, you are. What's great is my hands are so big that on camera it's just a bunch of knuckles.
No, we see the bouncy house.
Oh, okay, good. It's totally a bouncy house. Okay, and now I'm being officially judged.
It's okay. It's better to take it away than have to add some
Yeah,
more.
yeah, it's fine, it's fine. So yeah, I've rewired a Nintendo cartridge, which was interesting. That was using the spring-loaded desoldering gun to take the 32-bit chips off and then reprogram chips to put them back on. This is, got more components, a lot more going on. And I think I managed to fry at least one of those cartridges doing that, to where we had to.
Steve D, that's not nice.
Ah.
Asking if I get the urge to snap your mask. I was like, no. No.
So I'm being told to, I'm going to cut the leads off, but by putting my finger on top and then snipping, it keeps a little bit of wire from flying off into space. So that seems like a pretty smart thing to do.
Yep.
Right. As Shotgun points out that they're wearing safety glasses, and we are not. Because here come small little shards of metal.
I didn't even think about that. It's okay. I got my glasses. Now I'm safe.
Safe.
So safe. You know. We just gotta be safe here. So, Marvel Guy is sad to hear about Kevin Conroy's passing, and Timber
Yeah.
Steve has a question. Odin, did you hear about Kevin Conroy that passed away, and are you gonna make something in his honor, Batman animated series related?
Right. Kevin Conroy, voice of Batman for the Batman animated series, did pass away just a couple of days ago. No, only because I haven't made too many topical videos in the past. I mean, I do when movies come out and things, and is Kevin's bigger information than like a movie coming out? Yeah, it is. But
also, you're not trying to profit off of his.
I don't want to profit. Yeah, if I make videos for profit and I put out a video about Kevin Conroy passing away, am I trying to so no, I don't have any plans for that. Am I going to miss him? Oh, heck yeah. Am I going to miss the fact that Mark Hamill will probably never be the Joker again because he can't work with Kevin? Oh, yeah. But I'm grateful for what we got, and yeah, gonna miss it.
And Batman's such a classic; those props will come back up. I feel like.
Oh, Batman as a prop, yeah, Batman will happen again at some point. Shoot, Jerry Can Cosplay is doing a massive medieval Batman build right now. He just put out a sword video that was really cool. Touchable.
Nimblue says those holders look like stage props from Power Rangers headquarters.
Yeah, kind of. Ah, okay. So now what we're doing is we have cut and bring this back again. We've got the chip, and the chip is got the program for making the clock run actually programmed into it, right? And the chip gets put into the holder. And just like the holder, for those of you who remember, it had a little notch in the side that lined up with the printed circuit board. The chip also has a little notch on the side. So right here, so I got the two of them pointing at each other. So this way would be wrong. I'm going to want to put the chip on this way. And that way, the pins of the chip will line up with the board in the way that it's expecting, and the program will actually work. Is that more or less right? That is more or less right. When I was reprogramming chips to make the Nintendo cartridge, there wasn't space inside for one of these little standoffs. I actually had to solder the chip directly to the board.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was fun. It is really a lot of fun. This is what, I don't know how many pins this is. I have to count. I'm concerned about bending them. They kind of have to go on straight. You don't get to put one side in and then make it. There it goes. I think that's right. Nope, I missed the other side. I'm being told I might have to bend the pins a little bit. Okay.
It's okay. We're all judging you.
Oh, totally. Oh, I've broken, well, that's way too tight. I've broken leads off chips before doing that Nintendo project. That wasn't fun. Okay. this thing around, so I want to make sure that my notch is still here with this notch. That feels better. Yeah, I'm seeing that on this side, all the leads of the chip are seated into the tray. Probably put my head in front of the camera. And on this side, I see that all the metal leads off the chips are setting into the tray. Just push until it seats. What's great about this is I'm pushing against all the wires we cut on the other side. So on the top, it's this nice flat piece of plastic, and on the back, it's a pin cushion. Stabby, stabby.
Do we have to
It's a thing.
melt the wire to make that one stay in, or it just clicks in?
I think that one just clips in. I don't think we have to. We don't have to melt it.
Oh, cool.
So now, if we had one more diode that we don't currently have,
We can make this light
We would
up
be able
and
to
work, but
yeah,
we trying.
so the battery, this can take up to 9 volt without a problem. Okay, cool. The battery we would just, there's some screw posts here we'd loosen up, and it would fit inside, and it would just screw it back together. Yeah, and that's how it would power if we had a 1N4007 diode, which we don't have.
We tried.
So what we wanted, why we learned how to do all this is we're working on the triggers for the Neutrona one, Neutrino one.
Yes.
So now we need to put wires onto some of those switches.
Okay.
So you ready to solder stuff that's actually going to go onto the Ghostbusters project?
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, it's 1 o'clock. Guess what we got in the mail? We got more switches, because there's more of these actually go on the top, and more buttons.
Ooh, and those are all colorful buttons.
Lots of colorful buttons. The one that Chris used in his video, and that is probably accurate to the movie, was just a black button, which I'm all for being accurate because that's me.
Yeah.
But you got choices. You can do whatever color you want if you want to do colors. Because
There's only one black one.
there's one more black one. Yeah, there's 2 blacks.
Oh, okay.
There should be 2 of each color. So we're good to do whatever you want to do.
Oh, I see it.
And on the Lost Wax Oz, he actually lists exactly which switches he used, and so that's what we purchased, because we're using his pattern. We may as well get the right stuff.
Right. I like not being able to tell them apart, but being able to pick colors and then going for black always is just so disappointing. I'm gonna go with black.
You want to go with black?
So that they're still indistinguishable. We
All
don't know
right.
which one's which.
All right. So what we need to do is there's 3 of these blue switches that are going to go, which we went with. There was 3 probably. So there's these blue switches. I had 1 or 2 that we were playing with the last time we played with this project. So now we've got enough that we can put 2 that go on the front of the box, as well as the one that goes on the side of the trigger mechanism. And then this is the button that we're using for the trigger mechanism. All these parts are listed on Lost Wax Oz's Lost Wax Oz on his channel. He's got was it
'Cause
just
we're
directly
following
links,
his
or just
videos.
he's got links on his video. Since we're using his tutorial, if he happens to have an affiliate link, I don't think he does, please go click the link on his video, because that'll help him a lot.
Go watch his video. Give him a click and a like. It'll
Yeah.
help him too.
Dude's a nice guy. So we've got, all we want to do is, oh wow, this comes apart. We're going to need 3 for each wand. So you need to solder 3, and I need to solder 3. Or you can solder them all, and I'll talk to the people who are here. But
What are we soldering them to?
we just
don't
need to
have a
solder.
board.
We don't have a board. All we need to do right now is solder leads to them, and then we'll figure out what the heck we're going to make them do after that.
Okay.
That's all we're doing right now. And the switches have 3 leads on them, and that's because it's on in either position. So we just need to put 1 lead on. Oops, I dropped that. So these switches, this would be the common input, and then if the switch is switched the direction it is right now in my fingers, which you may or may not be able to see, that makes this lead being connected. So the circuit will be connected between going in here and coming back out here, and this side would just be off by going that way. It makes it off. Or alternately, same thing. Or you hook them all up and you go, I've got a red light, click, I've got a green light, or however it works, right?
Okay.
So it's one side's on, one side's off. So all we got to do is hook up
Wires to
wires. Yeah, just run a wire. We should decide what color we want to use so they're all the same. Run a wire into the middle on all these, and then run a wire coming out one of the sides on all these.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we can actually start gluing them into the Neutrona ones.
Okay. Maria Schoenmaker says, hey Odin and Felicia, first off, hi, and second, there's someone behind you.
Yes, there is.
We have Shop Gremlin here being our expert in electronics, showing us what we need to know in order to make these things work and not completely screw it up. And I'm learning, and Odin is relearning.
I'm learning better.
Is improving skills, so. Marvel Guy has a question for Shop Gremlin. Any tips on how you do your airbrush and soldering skills?
Practice? Shop Gremlin may answer later on Discord. If anyone wants to ask questions that Shop Gremlin can actually answer, Shop Gremlin is available on the Odin Makes Discord. And in fact, posts there often. So feel free to ask questions either directly or in the general chat or work in progress, and Shop Gremlin can then answer questions. By choice, they're going to remain silent on video.
Yes.
And I am so happy to have the help, I am not going to argue that.
Right?
I'm going to, I don't know how long these should be. Let's go ahead and make them a little too long so we can just cut them down, right? I got a spool of this. Does this seem too heavy of a wire for the switch? Or too light? Do we want to strip it so you can see some?
I don't see a strip. Dangerous Junk has a question. Does it need the diode, or can you just jump it?
I don't know. Chances are, if we don't have the diode, it'll not be happy. So unfortunately, I think it's going to have to wait. Just to be safe. I've done so many things where, oh, it'll be fine. I got to buy another one. Oh, okay.
What?
There's a second one of these, and right, it didn't get put away. It probably has smaller gauges on it. Yeah, okay. Hopefully the 20 still works. Yeah.
The Trash Panda. And so begins the new great mystery of YouTube. Dramatic radio voice. Who is the Shop Gremlin? And cue the theories.
Who is Shop Gremlin?
Adaptable Gamers Incorporated says, hi, Shop Gremlin! So,
That can be
that
enough.
work.
Probably have longer leads. Do I need to strip more off? Oh, okay. Are we gonna, I see on the push buttons we've got some stink tubing or shrink tubing. Do we want to put that in there too? Yeah, okay, so I'll find my shrink tubing. You got some, okay.
Mr. Rooster. It's Joe. I can tell by his shortness. Actually, you're taller than me. So it can't be Joe. I know. But good theory. Maybe it could be. Joe could wear heels.
Joe, wear heels.
Are you tinning the wire right now? Mm-hmm. And we learned what tinning was. Kids, do you guys remember?
There's gonna be a test.
There will be a test. Tinning is pre-melting a little bit of the wire on either the tip of what you're working on or the tip of the soldering iron, but that's the basic. Maddie K. or Maddie B. Klaus says.
I've got something good. I got that too. Okay.
Is that the better wire?
Or
The shrink tubing?
This is the shrink tubing. It just happens to be some smaller diameter.
Oh, okay. And
It's
all the
good.
pretty colors.
In all the pretty colors. So we can keep red, red, and we can keep black, black if we want, or whatever. Doesn't really matter.
And you have clear.
I got clear. Thank you, Harbor Freight Tools? I can't remember where I got this at. Could have got it at Fry's, one of the two.
A tub of
Is
tubes.
that gonna fit?
We all need that in our lives.
A tub of tubes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Luis Silva says hi. Hi, Luis Silva.
Hello, Luis Silva. We're actually working on the Neutrona one now. This is the very beginning of it. Alrighty. So, if we wire all these the same, it'll make it easier later, right? Like we always put, it's a switch. Does it matter what the polarity is? Oh, okay.
So we just have to pick one is on, one is off.
Okay.
The Trash Panda says, Shop Gremlin is the physical manifestation of the creative energies that surround this group.
That is exactly it. Maybe.
Okay, so you're threading it through the hole.
Right. Oh. Okay. Apparently I'm doing it wrong.
That's why we have somebody here to show us the way. So, we have one alligator clip and the other alligator clip, and then they become friends.
Or they get dropped on the floor, one or the other. Ah, we have an alligator clip that's a little bit longer.
No.
Nom, 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 nom. Let's just go in the middle. It doesn't have to go through the hole, it just has to touch.
Okay.
Okay.
Does going through the hole kind of like hook it in so that it doesn't like pull apart, or does it even matter?
You know, I wonder if yes, and I wonder if the hole also isn't so the end heats up easier because it has less mass. You know, like the brownie pans that are all corners or all edges, so it cooks different. I don't know.
Now I want brownies. That sounds
Brownies.
really good. A good corner.
Good corner brownies. Or where are we gonna get a good corner brownie that's just a plain brownie?
Specifically, Duncan Hines brownie mix is my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm peeking.
Please
Okay. So we have the red wire underneath the little thing that's sticking out, and it's just touching underneath it. And Shop Gremlin already tinned the tips of the wire before we started this. So
Kept spinning the cord of the soldering iron. I had to
Untwirl
undo
it?
Yeah, untwirl it.
well, it's being passed around.
Yeah, you remember when you had the really long phone cord when the phone was attached to the wall and it would be like all twisted up? Yeah. I think you remember that.
I think my grandparents had one of those.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much, thanks. Oh, okay, so you got one attached.
Okay. And then, do you melt the other one, or do you shrink the tube
I would
first?
attach the wire first and then push the shrink tubes up and shrink them both at the same time.
Okay.
Because chances are you won't be able to shrink just one tube without hitting the other one. Now, if we take, there's a way of doing it, but I think with what we're doing, let's
Okay.
do them both. Do we want to?
The real bonky. I used to bake brownies every time I finished a project. It might be time to resume that tradition.
That's
I
not
like
a
that.
bad tradition at all.
I need some brownies. Come on, let's get this project done. Yeah, that's a good motivator for me. I do get motivated by brownies.
Is there a proper way to approach this? Yeah, keep it from falling off. That'd be the right way to approach it.
We are
It's not.
teaching Shop Gremlin patience.
Patience. You can just see Shop Gremlin going to work on Monday. I can't believe the fools I worked with over the weekend.
So unprofessional.
Yeah. Making train parts, right? Shop Gremlin actually helps make pieces that make the trains run that you hear go by behind us. So, yeah, that's it, isn't it? Okay. So now I'm just gonna push the
Tubies up.
tubies up. So I get the welcome to the Odin Makes knuckle cam. Come on, Tubi.
Does baking the brownies count as a project?
Yes, and actually
And
baking.
then if you bake it as you complete it, is it a continuous cycle?
Oh, I see. Oh, I like that plan. I was just gonna make a joke about how baking brownies or baking in general is a chemistry project.
It is. It's so cold in here.
So way I can hold this so I can get the Ryobi name on camera.
Trash Panda says Knuckle Cam. Sounds like a Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
Knuckle Cam.
Well, Fight Club is a much cleaner and PG direction for that to go, so that's good. Looks like it's done. I heard a grunt too, so I think we're good. Give it a second to cool off, but I believe we have a switch. We only need 5 more of these things. How long of a wire lead do we want? Well, let's see. This is all we got for this guy, so I imagine if we make it a little bit longer than that, then... Because I've got a spool of this black and white, black and red wire, so I'm just not worried about it. The nipper's at the floor. So, just like the wire hit the floor.
That's okay.
That's how exciting this stream is.
We're learning new skills.
Alrighty.
So now we know the first thing you gotta do is chop off the ends so that we have the wire exposed.
Right.
And then we gotta tin that wire.
Okay. I will do that next.
I'm just talking myself through it so I can pretend that I know what I'm doing.
Oh, I appreciate the narration.
And then after that, well, should we stick on the tubes?
Well, I'm going to tin it first, then I'll stick the shrink wrap tubing on.
Okay.
So even for tinning the wires, I tin the tip first. Okay. There it goes. I remember being told, I don't know if this is right or wrong. So what I'm trying to do is touch the end of the wire. This is braided wire. And as it heats up, then not touching where the tip is, but down lower. And when it gets hot enough, it'll actually wick the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And wicking is a fancy word for it travels up the strands.
You all thought Felicia was shaky.
Huh?
There it goes. Oh, that's horrible. I tinned it into 2 different strands. That's horrible.
Stayplation5 says, I make brownies out of craft foam. They last for ages. Well, cake is technically a foam.
Cake is technically a foam.
Brownies are really dense cake. So brownies would count as a really dense
So
foam.
is brownies the EVA foam of baking?
I was going to say the what the foam.
The what the foam?
The what the foam of baking? No, depends on how you make your brownies, honestly. There are people who have the cakey brownies and the fudgy brownies. I'm more fudgy personally.
Wow. I'm doing really bad.
It's okay, I'm watching you so you can make the mistakes so I learn how to do them better.
Now I'm just painting it, which is like a really bad way to do it. It's funny, the other one worked. So should I cut this off and start all over again? Set that down so I'm not just...
Interesting. Sorry, I'm staring.
Oh, that also fell. Oh, that's what fell.
Sorry.
Steve G is asking if there's any more Ryobi goodies this week, because Santa's bringing him some real soon. No, I actually don't have any new goodies this week. I think we played with what was new a couple weeks ago.
I like this guy.
Yeah, he's fun.
This is the new sonic screwdriver by Ryobi.
Yes, it's the new sonic screwdriver by Ryobi.
It does all the things. I know it twirls, but I always forget
does.
how it twirls.
I think you got the right idea. That's the lock to help keep it.
From twirling, but then when you want it to twirl,
Yeah, just rotates in a direction.
I can't figure it out.
Okay.
What am I doing wrong?
I thought that was what you had. So that and...
Oh, there you go. It's
You're going
twisting the
wrong
wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It only goes one way, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. The sonic screwdriver. We are not even on camera.
No, not even on camera, but that's okay. So,
Yeah. This one's my favorite one as of this week.
yep. It's a new Ryobi sonic screwdriver, which with the magic twist lock action. There we are. Yay.
If you only twist it in the right direction.
But you only twist it in the right direction. It has an easy trigger with a long thing here, so it's multi-finger grab, makes it easy. And it's using their new USB lithium batteries. So it's just a little battery you pull out. It has a USB-C plug, so the battery itself is also a charger. You just charge it using your phone charger. That's the right way to put it. They also do sell bigger chargers where you can do 3 of these at once.
Oh, cool.
But just any USB-C cable into a USB outlet, and you're away you go.
Yeah, I like that on the rotary cutter.
And I like that it's just a little, the rotary cutter is the same way. I do like that it's just a...
I really enjoy, like, you think that, I have a screwdriver, but I like this one.
I've got the big screw gun.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull that out. I've been using...
No, we were putting in some rack mount stuff not too long ago, and this was way better because it didn't have the at the end, right? You just have the torque thing, and it doesn't do that, but we didn't do that until after a couple of them. So,
Yeah.
had to help extract a screw that had gotten stripped out. So this won't do that.
It's like that middle ground between a screwdriver and a drill.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's a void that needed to be that filled it. I don't know. I like that tool.
Yeah. Also, I have done more than one project where having multiple screw guns, because one is dedicated for doing the screwing, the other one has a drill bit in it, so you drill your pilot hole, then you screw the screw in, then you drill your... It is really nice to not be swapping the bit back and forth. You just
I
do it and set it
definitely
down.
appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Oh, I worked on a set that we had to rip down that somebody had gone back and forth between like 3 different types of screws.
Yes. They have the Torx screws and the Phillips screws and
The star screws.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Love Keegan, though.
It wasn't him that did it.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't him.
That wasn't Keegan's? He's done that, too. Well, Keegan will come along and fix a set, but he only uses those construction screws. It takes a T20 screw. That's all he uses.
I don't care if it's all the same.
Right.
But it's when you mix them.
Well, that's what I meant. He fixed
Yeah.
it. He fixed something that had drywall screws
Okay.
with a T20. So
Yeah,
whatever.
that one wasn't a Keegan problem. That was somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember going, why?
And a nail? Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Because I had to have so many screwdrivers that I didn't want to switch bits, and I was like, why? How did this even get put together?
Too many cooks. So I tried to tin the wires, and Shock Gremlin is still trying to undo what I did.
Stayflation 5 says dipping the wires in flux always helps.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
I don't know what that fully means.
Flux is a resin, is a type of material you add to the wires to help heat transfer, I believe, and it helps. Like the wax of a candle, it's evaporating. That's actually what the candle's burning. So flux, kind of, sort of like that, in a generalistic term that is not specific and correct to quote me on. But yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
a lot of solder has rosin in it, flux in it. Yeah, this has got 1.8% flux, so it actually has the flux or rosin built into the solder itself.
Okay.
But when my uncle was doing electronics back in the 70s and we were watching, he definitely had a little thing. It looked like Dapper Dan, like hair gel. It was just this goop, and he would dip, and that was the flux. He'd be adding the stuff.
Toxic Toad is curious, would anyone feel bad eating the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the movies?
He's a little big.
I'm not a big fan of Peeps, so maybe melted in a hot cup of cocoa?
In the new movie, when the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans are running around the
I
rest,
totally would.
yeah, they seemed happy to be putting themselves into s'mores. Like, he was excited about the idea. So, I wouldn't have a problem with sentient food that was excited to be eaten.
Yes. Oh, Dan does junks. I have a Tack Life lithium screwdriver, and it's actually really strong and powerful for a little thing, and I keep it at home and in my emergency bag in my car. Yep. I don't know. I like having the little screwdriver.
Yeah. Imagine cut this in half.
Where are the little...
So I'm just cutting the little piece of heat shrink, catching my finger in it too, heat shrink tubing in half. So I guess...
Stayflation 5 says it keeps it clean and stops oxidation, which is good for soldering.
Ah, yes. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me real reasons. Problem is, most of my experiment with soldering is, I've always had the solder with it built in, so I haven't really used it in addition.
Dan Does Junk says, if it is Joe in the mask, he really hides his beer well, or he's shaved.
I do not believe Joe has shaved. It's been a minute since I've seen him, and I can't imagine since the last time I saw Joe is he has shaved. So we were putting red in the middle, so we want to keep doing that.
just because.
Now we got to stay consistent because we have one setting precedent.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what That's what I'd like to do. I'm setting all this up to solder left-handed because I'm totally left-handed. Just the direction coming from. It doesn't really matter.
Sean Clark says, "Hey, Odin and Felicia, I have your snack packages ready. Just haven't been to the post office yet."
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks, so it gives you time.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you, Sean.
Yes. Captain Hivrar.
Oh, yeah, him.
Sorry, I'm totally butchering it, but Hivitar. Hey guys, just joined. Pardon if this was explained before, but how did you come to be called Odin? His mama decided it.
Yeah, literally. It was a name that was just kind of given to me at birth, so I've just sort of been stuck with it. It wasn't really my choice that I'm aware of. So that was kind of how I decided.
And then he named the channel after himself.
Yeah, because it's all about me. Yeah, no, Odin's my given name, and actually it's been a lot of fun. I've rather enjoyed having a unique name, and I can remember, I think it was 3rd grade or 2nd grade, when my friends realized that there was a whole series of books in the library. The Wife of Odin, The Children of Odin, and The Story of Odin, something like that. And, oh yeah, I got teased about those a lot. Okay. So I've still got, red in the middle. It doesn't really matter which end we go to, as long as red's in the middle. And when we glue them into the project, we're going to probably want to have them
All the same orientation at that point.
probably.
Yes.
This is going to be easier for us. Yep, I'm done the last part of that. Okay, well there's that one. And cut. Yes, perfect. Let's just cut to that. There we go. That's 2. Let's. Would you like to try one?
Yeah, my turn.
Yeah, your turn. Especially after me hardcore fumbling one.
That's okay. If you can screw it up, I can screw it up too.
Sweet. Let's all screw it up together. There you go.
Awesome.
Sorry, at least we have an expert here to help us.
Know when we're making the mistakes.
Yeah, keep things going. But Advixen came by with a super chat while I was doing that, which thank you very much for the super chat, Advixen. It's magic, so eating living things is not as weird as watching killing things. Wow, that got real. Hey gang, cool danger wires. Okay, it's magic, so eating living things is not as weird as watching killing things. Yeah?
Stay Puft Marshmallow, I'm guessing.
Okay, I guess, or just in general, probably. Yeah, that's it's very quick and easy to have a heavy conversation when you're talking about the ethics of food. So we'll skip it and just go have lunch. Kari Kara says hello.
Hello.
Brad Kupman's got a question about if he was to make Mjolnirs. Dan Does Junk is going to be doing a live stream of the new Lego set, the 10497 Galaxy Explorer, sometime next month. Okay, I'm excited about that kit because I love classic space, and I don't know if I noticed that they kept the 497 as the number. That is that's cool. Cool, Dan. That's great. Good night, Maddie, and hello, Daniel.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was just asking Strap Gremlin if I tin the tip of the soldering iron before I tin the tips of the wires.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's all right.
So Okay, I think I did it.
I do like the magnetic plate shop Gremlin. This magnetic helping hands thing is way better than the goofy crab hands that I'm used to working with. The ones that are constantly falling over.
The first one was easier than the second one, okay?
I understand, totally. Now remember, electronics work with magic smoke. And if you're watching the soldering, what you're doing right now is actually putting some of the magic smoke into the wires. So,
Alright. Did I do something? Do I need to do more? Okay, I got a thumb of approval.
sweet.
Oh yeah, your little contraptions.
The little contraptions. The
We used those
I've
last time.
joked about these a few times now. Is there, how do I?
It's red spot, camera 4.
Sure. Camera 4 is probably a great plan. Let me bend these so you can actually kind of see them. And yeah, these are not. These are one of those things that are like full of promise, but so cheaply made that they're more disappointing than useful. Now, I've had better luck using a pair of them because having one holding both is just anyway. Yeah, I like this magnetic plate a lot better.
I like the bendy.
Lack of a better term, much better.
Oh, tubey things.
Tubing, yes, your heat stink tubing is the joke I keep saying because it kind of smells bad when you're shrinking it.
So we need a piece of the black.
Yeah, that's enough.
That's enough?
That is just barely enough.
Is it though?
Yes.
Okay.
Dan Does Junk says Shop Gremlin could totally pull off SCP-049 Plague Doctor if they had the mask. Yeah. Oh, the Plague Doctor is an interesting character. Yes. So we talked about podcasts earlier. There is a dramatic reading of SCP stories that's been going on. The new season's hopefully it's probably come and gone without me noticing because I forgot all about it. But that was a lot of fun to listen to. And there were some of the dramatic readings they did I enjoyed more than just trying to read the stories, if that makes any sense. I like the way they do it because they have minor sound effects, minor music cues. It's not done over the top, but it was really well done. It was a YouTube channel is how I found it. Which one is it? I don't know. Search dramatic reading SCP stories. I don't remember the name. Ad Vixen says, contraptions! Guys, it's time to make the butter robot from Rick and Morty.
What do? You pass butter.
You pass butter. Oh. Daniel Knight has started working on their Samurai He-Man Lion-O mashup.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is that too much?
Dan Does Junk is suggesting to scoot the heat shrink back further. It looks like you got it anyway.
It's as far as I can get.
Oh, that's fine.
How far I stripped it, but yeah.
Because
Too
heat
much.
can transfer and prematurely shrink the tubing, which makes it hard to move.
I believe that.
Yeah. Inhale, exhale. The expert's coming in.
Take off some of that excess.
Of course, if I touch the camera, I'll make everything shake and move. Sorry, I'm making the world shake, guys.
Is that gonna melt into there?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out on camera.
Sweet. Yeah, that's great. Everyone, I'd like to thank you for joining us today as we figure out what the heck it is we're doing. No, we're actually soldering together some of the switches that are going to go into the Neutrino ones. And it's funny, I was rewatching Lost Wax Oz and his videos today, because all the project we're working on right now is following Chris's tutorials from his channel, Lost Wax Oz. And I was rewatching part 1 of the Neutrona one, and thinking, oh, okay, yeah, we could probably get up to the heat sink or gluing some of these other parts on. Yeah, no. I always forget that if you're going to do anything with electronics, that's all you're doing. That, yeah, I want to build a Spider-Man bomb. Sure, that's easy. Or a Green Goblin bomb. Sure, that's not that hard to do, to build the sphere and to put the details on it. But to make it light up and blink, that's another 2 days minimum. So I keep forgetting about that small little detail.
So let me put that back. I melted some of that plastic. Not the shrink tube on the black one, though.
Oh, that's cool. Advixen is saying, Felicia, watching some videos will boost your soldering confidence. That they made an old laptop screen into a separate monitor just by watching a YouTube video.
Nice.
Yeah, which is very cool.
Okay, I think we're going on to the heat shrinking.
Sweet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Almost there.
Almost. It's almost there. Stay on target.
I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm watching too, being very quiet and watching.
I know.
Whoops. I hit both buttons at the same time.
Oh, I hear Felicia in the other room.
Yeah. They're getting set up. They're doing stuff. They've got just cutting all over the place.
Because of the red. I did it too. I
Oh.
pre-melted it.
Pre-melted it, got too
Yeah.
close. Yeah, Dan was worried about that.
No, he saw it happening
Yeah.
as I was doing it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this could happen, you know.
Yeah.
But, oh, you got it on there.
Yeah.
Forced it. Sweet. Use the false, you puke.
Should I not be heating?
That's just fine. Don't heat your hand.
I'm freezing.
Dan Does Junk is saying that my Gundam feet will require, hey, so much sanding. But I'm very thankful I discovered this morning that my shop vac hose fits perfectly in my sander. Yes,
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. I cannot recommend enough to any of you out there who is trying to use any sort of electric sander to hook it up to your vacuum cleaner or your shop vac, because, yeah, a lot of those do fit and it cuts down on the dust so much. I actually, at one point in time in a thrift store, found an old Kirby vacuum-powered sander. So it was this, from the 60s or 70s, it was this third sheet sander that would plug into the end of the vacuum cleaner, so the motion of sucking the air through, like a dentist drill, it's air pressure making it happen, actually makes the sander sand, but then it's drawing a lot of the... It actually kind of worked. It doesn't have the power the electric ones do, but it works, and it's neat because it's running out the vacuum cleaner.
And also not dusty.
And not dusty, which is Felicia's favorite.
I don't like that I'm so sensitive to dust.
There's been more than once we've had to clean off the table before we start doing a stream, just so.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Yep. Doesn't
The
turn
whole
into a
stream.
snot monster mess. Marvel Guy apparently enjoyed all 9 episodes of She-Hulk, but apparently was hearing rumors on the web that the crew hated the last episode. I don't know. I haven't sat down to give She-Hulk a chance yet.
I haven't finished it. I got sucked into the first episode. I wasn't expecting to watch it, and it was on, and then I found myself just like not leaving the room.
Okay.
So I got sucked in on the first episode, but I haven't watched any since.
I totally want to see it. I just haven't stopped to give it time yet.
Yeah,
But no.
there's so many things.
There is. All of a sudden, I'm behind on my viewing. I haven't seen She-Hulk. I haven't seen the last episode of Obi-Wan. God, there was another Marvel series that just came and I missed it out. I missed Marvel. I haven't seen Werewolf by Night. There's so many. I haven't seen all of Moon Knight. I've watched the first episode like 3 times.
I haven't seen any of those either. So.
Yeah. So I'm like way behind, but I enjoy the programming still. I just haven't taken a moment to watch.
Yeah.
Ad Vixen wants to know if Dan does junk, if you'll add details underneath your Gundam feet. Just in case photos happen. We didn't on ours, Ad Vixen. I just took some diamond plate non-slip pads you put on stairs, and we stuck that to the underside of the feet. So it wasn't really textured.
But so it was non-slip?
But it was more non-slip. Just because the big flat feet that are foam-based, there's many times with an old pair of flip-flops that I've stepped in a puzzle and hydroplaned, and I didn't want that to happen to Joe. So we did something that would give him a little more grip. So instead what happens is the pointed toes just catches on anything on the ground, and he's managed to trip over nothing that we can see, but it's just one of the dangers of having big feet that you're not used to.
And only this much of a viewpoint,
Yeah,
and
tiny
having
one.
something right here that you have to literally go up and over to move your head side to side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know that until you have that costume on. And then
No.
you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, can't see anything.
I can move here and here.
With Mechagodzilla, I can't see anything from about here down. So I can't. I need a handler with me in that costume just because if small children run up to me, I will never see them. Shady is currently in the world of Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all.
And Marvel Guy is also asking if I still have the Omnitrix. I do not. The one that I made, actually I sold on Etsy. I've had a few things on Etsy that I've sold in the past, and I have a few things up currently. I haven't been keeping up with posting new things to Etsy. But Marvel Guy, the Ben 10 thing's gone. And the Minecraft pickaxe, Shady just bought last month. So I need to get that shipped out to him, and I'm adding a bunch of other things to the box.
Did I do it? Sorry. Safety thirst.
Safety thirst.
Yes.
Yep, got a thumb up. Nice. Good job.
Okay.
I am okay with having specialists help me do things. So
Right?
if Shop Gremlin wants to solder, that's fine. If Felicia's better at me than soldering, great. I'll let Felicia come over and do it.
This is why we work great together. You
Yeah.
want to do this hard part and you think it's fun? Please, take
Please,
that part.
take it.
Right. Need some more.
So, Dan Does Junk says, hold something against your collarbone and about 12 inches long. That's the blind spot the body gives him in his Gundam suit. So, let's see if
If I cut this in half, will it be the bare minimum length? Or is it too short?
Oh, wow. That far out you can't see?
Yeah, you really can't see past
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I believe that. That's yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. Sweet. I'm learning.
Wait, I'm learning to heal? No.
Are they here today?
I haven't seen them. I hope so. I've always enjoyed that name. Oh, sweet. H70 Polo is here, though. Daniel Knight, I'm not quite sure. Oh, what template would be perfect for the samurai body armor? And then answering your own question, that there's this Canadian cosplayer who makes props, and she has an online shop that has some templates. Daniel, go ahead and say who you're talking about. I'm totally happy with promoting my friends, even with people I haven't met yet, because
They're
right
obviously
now.
into cool stuff.
Yeah, they're up. I know Ben Eady's in Canada. I know brain fail. Chris, the guy that we're doing this project from right now, he lives in Canada. He's Australian, but he lives in Canada. So yeah, go ahead and just. Who are you talking about? Who's got good templates? I don't mind. I've worked in broadcast television. I've worked with the PBS station, and I've helped friends a little bit with some of their projects on other stations. So I'm used to
I'm
the
trying to
broadcast
smoosh it,
television.
but I feel like I can't smoosh it, and I have a big old bead. So
That's okay. Broadcast television mentality of you're competing for time, you're competing for eyeballs. We're not on YouTube because this is all on-demand entertainment, and it's tailored specifically to you. So I don't mind promoting other people who are building cosplays and who are building templates and who are doing things that are creative and fun, that are stuff that I enjoy, because it doesn't take away from me. It just makes the community bigger. And that's cool. What happened?
oh, I'm just learning.
Okay. Well, you need to develop. I won't touch it. Oh, it is Kenpatsu cosplay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, Kenpatsu's cool. I think, so I've been toying with the idea of making a duct tape dummy of myself in order to possibly upgrade Mechagodzilla or do some other projects in the future. And if I'm remembering correctly, Kenpatsu was one of the video tutorials I was looking at on how to make a duct tape dummy. Because Kenpatsu did the... Oh god, what are they called? It's the hyena guys from World of Warcraft, right? Isn't that who they are, Daniel Knight? Am I remembering the right person?
Cosplay.
Oh, okay, that's not Kenpatsu? That's cosplay? Okay. Well, darn it. Anyway, I guess not. I'm thinking of the wrong person, but Kenpatsu's cool.
That looks much neater than what I did. Okay. We are learning. Not done yet?
Okay, do the black one.
Yeah, I know. I was worried that I wasn't ready for the red yet. Tin it first, and then hold it all together.
I love So the way Daniel Knight is suggesting these things, because I'm kind of curious what it is that he's dancing around and not outright saying. That apparently Kenpatsu has this masculine body armor template PDF file that you can download. It's like, what innuendo are we dancing around here? But no, that's awesome. So definitely, if you want to get some body armor templates, check out Kenpatsu. Apparently got good templates. There was a time when I was working with DIY Prop Shop, and I needed to do something. I don't know which was I was working on right now, but I went and watched Evil Ted's tutorials now to make patterns in order to do what I needed to do, as if I had authority on DIY Prop Shop. So, thank you, Ted. Appreciate your videos.
Right.
Dan Does Junk says, choo choo. He heard the train go by. There's only 10 minutes left.
I know, and we have a bunch of these still to do.
And Vixen is saying, that big robots don't need little tiny wires to solder, so let's just make some giant Mega Gundam head pipe armor monster pieces from that one series. Yeah, it was just a big head. I imagine Gundam still has tiny wires in it. in some sort of a realistic way. I'm sure Anaheim Electronics does a lot of soldering.
Oh, I see the threads. I didn't quite get those.
Toxic Toad is asking, what is everyone's favorite holiday? Feel free to sing out with anyone's favorite holiday right there in chat.
I like Halloween.
I think we all like Halloween. Yeah, I think Halloween is a favorite holiday. When I was younger and the world was so much simpler for me, I've actually quit a job because I couldn't have Halloween off. That's how much I like Halloween.
Ah, the luxuries.
Shady's giving us permission to do the rest offline. He doesn't mind. So if we run out of time, it's okay if we finish all 6. This is 4.
You mean this is a fascinating watch?
Oh, this is riveting. We already have the disappointment of missing a part and can't turn the clock on.
You think it's thoroughly melted enough? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cool.
We just have 2 more we need.
All right.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
I don't think we can do it in the next 5 minutes.
Probably not. We can start one.
We can start one. I can tin the wires and you can do the other part.
Sure. Because you're good at tinning the wires?
I figured it out on the last one, so I feel like I can...
All right. I'm happy to let you tin the wires. So Felicia and I will be back in just 2 weeks. We're doing every other week currently. So not only is my ideal release of a new video on YouTube every other Wednesday, we're also now going to every other Saturday. And for the first time, as I say this out loud, I realize I probably should have those go on opposite weeks for the fun of it. But Felicia and I will be back in 2 weeks doing a live stream again, spending a Sunday afternoon with you. So in 2 weeks, mark your calendars. For all of you who are a member of my Patreon, who are a member of my Discord, well, not only are we all going to be able to talk to you at any given time, because we're all pretty active on there, you'll be able to see an extra 45 minutes or so of live stream before we go live at noon o'clock. So, because that's a real time. So you'll be able to ask questions directly, be able to have a little more direct live interaction. All that is still available for anyone to watch later on. But if you want to get in there and have that small bit of personal live stream just for you, please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes and join at the Discord level, and you'll be able to see some early live stream stuff, as well as we are posting work in progress and other pictures. I did post a lot of the Clue, I think some of the Clue props that I was building that aren't videos yet. Those did get posted to Discord, so if you want to see them, just jump over on Discord.
Yeah.
Now, additionally, Felicia's been doing live streams of her own.
I did some live streams of my own up until the holidays of Halloween. But I was thinking about doing a live stream finishing up one of the projects that I'm working on. Is it over here? Tell me if it's something you guys would be interested in. I'm making Christmas presents this year, and I went out and I was patterning a hat to make for Louise for a few of people on my list. I'm going to be shortening the ears. They were too long. I'm going to take about 4 inches off of them. But I'm making a Louise hat from Bob's Builders.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I was going to be making a bunch of them. This was my prototype, and I was going to go live and probably try it tomorrow, see if it worked. Going around noon 30-ish.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah.
you got another live stream at noon again tomorrow. So say wherever you are in the world, same bat time, same, well, not quite same bat channel. But
Yeah, 12:30-ish. I don't know. I was going to give this a try, see if it, since I was going to make a bunch anyways, that I was going to stream doing that. Louise from Bob's Burgers. I love
Sweet.
that girl.
it's a great show.
So, since I was making that for Christmas presents, thought it'd be nice to share. Ad Vixen has a $5 super chat.
Again?
Yes, says, oh, I literally did this last week. Google DIY prop shop and Odin is the best mascot according to this little search engine. Image and results. Okay.
Oops.
It's okay.
There it is.
Everybody's watching.
Oh, I know. There it is. I just saw it solidify. Okay.
So close.
So, I was a little distracted. Did you just say where you can see your live stream tomorrow?
Oh, on my channel, Behind the Scenes Fashions on YouTube. Yeah.
Sweet.
So, if you guys wanted to stop in and hang out and sew some with a little hat with me. The hardest part was patterning it, and I think that's what took me the longest. Once I patterned it, it only took me about 5-10 minutes to actually sew together. But it was the rigging of the ears so that they stay straight up. That was kind of tricky, but...
Well, that whole gravity versus animation thing?
Mm-hmm. And also, if you want something to stick straight up, you have to have kind of a base to attach it to, and a floppy hat is not necessarily the easiest.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, that one's bad.
It's you, not me, so at least there's that.
I mean, it'll work, but I've got the edge of the red wire touched, and it like springs off like a ski jump. So let's let's lay that down.
Good thing we have the little shrink tubing to make it look all neat.
Yeah.
Yes. G Wilkie G or
G Willikers?
is G Will G.
Okay.
Make you Spider-Man web shooters from comic. You made the Spider-Man web shooters,
I
didn't
made
you?
a couple web shooters. I made the Iron Spider web shooters, and I made the Homecoming web shooters. Yeah, I made a couple of them.
So you're welcome. Go check out his videos. They're already up.
I know they look different, but you know.
But they can be adaptable, right?
Yeah, they're totally adaptable.
And then King Gamey says you should make Rick's machete from The Walking Dead. Didn't we at Smosh at one point? I feel like we did some of those.
Yeah, we did. Well, I made Jason's machete out of foam a while ago because, you know, Jason's machete. But then, literally, the one I don't think it's from Smosh exactly, but here, how about a real machete?
I have one in my trunk of my car.
Yeah, there you go. Do you feel like Rick?
This is very dull.
Yes, that's why I believe it's the one from Smosh.
Yeah, okay, that would make more sense. Dan Does Junk says, what about the Tobey Maguire web shooter?
Yeah, let's make the Tobey Maguire web shooter. I like that. That's a great plan. For anybody who isn't remembering at the moment, Tobey Maguire didn't have a web shooter. It secreted out of his wrist.
Very convenient.
Yeah, very convenient. A very, very easy way to suddenly explain away where you're creating this, how a high school student managed to create this incredible fluid that is under enough pressure to squirt to the top of a building and then support his weight while swinging.
And detach.
And detach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We got one left to do, which I think we can do after we sign off.
Okay.
And, you know, everyone, I want to thank you very much for joining all of us here today. Shop Gremiln, thank you very much for coming by and hanging out. Appreciate it. Appreciate your words of wisdom. And when they go back to work tomorrow and are making parts for trains, I really don't want to know what they're going to say about us. I'm sure they'll be nice. Shop Gremlin's actually a very nice person. But anyway, thank you for spending the afternoon with us. Thank you for tuning in. I'm looking forward to coming back and talking to all of you again in just 2 weeks. So remember, next Sunday, there isn't going to be a stream, but the Sunday after that, there will be a stream. I do have the clue pieces that I want to get going. I'm hoping that those will be out maybe within the next 2 weeks as well. I just got to get them written. I mean, I've got a sponsor, so I kind of need to get the video out. But if you want to see more Felicia, tune into her channel, Behind the Scenes Fashions, tomorrow at noon, where you will be live streaming.
Yeah, probably noon 30-ish.
Probably noon 30-ish. It's in the thereabouts, and it's wandered around, so it's all good. You post when you're going to do it. So.
Yeah, I post a little bit right before, but so
Cool.
we'll give it a try.
Thank you all for tuning in. Yep. See you again soon. We'll be back next time with gluing foam and actually touching things that look a little more like a Neutrona one.
We'll be attaching our electronic components back into...
And a little less like a spaghetti monster mess. Thank you all very much. Let's go get some lunch. Good
Right.
night.
I'm ready for brownies. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I feel accomplished.
You should.